My guest at this time is a former WWE Cruiserweight champion who will soon be seen on MLW TV. He is the man of the hour. It is Lio Rush. Lio, thank you very much for taking the time.
Thank you for having me on. I'm excited for this.
Dude, first of all, the moth look that never got shown in NXT and stuff that you debuted after your time, that is a sick look, man. How did they not capitalize on that?
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I showed it to Hunter, and he wasn't too pleased with it. He had a different vision for me, but I'm glad that I was able to, showcase that after my time in WWE.
I mean, it would have fit right alongside all the other Retribution guys, you you could have been, Carjack or whatever,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So anyway, sorry, that was a dumb joke. We get to some of that stuff later. Before we get to the MLW stuff, even congratulations. I saw the news you put out, you and your wife expecting your third child. How is it for you becoming a dad here again for the third time and during a pandemic, no less?
Yeah, crazy times, but it's definitely exciting. This is something that we've been talking about for a while, but who knew, COVID was going to happen. And I'm just excited. My wife is excited, and we're ready to explore this new journey with each other. So I'm glad.
Dude, you're young for three kids, man. You're only like 26, right?
Yeah. 25, actually.
25? Dude, that's a lot of responsibility for a 25-year-old. Full career. You got like two careers. You got wrestling, you got hip hop, and then you got three kids on top of that. That's a lot of stuff going on, Lio.
Yeah. And I got two dogs.
Okay, great. And I'm sure a couple cats in the yard, whatever the CSNY song is. So in general, you're hanging pretty good here during pandemic life, it sounds like, yes?
Yeah. I was able to, make some good money in my time with WWE, and luckily I was able to save while all of that was going on, and coming up on some pretty cool jobs and gigs during the pandemic. So it's not too bad. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but I'm glad things started to pick up for me.
Well, cool, man. Well, let's get to MLW here. So you're going to be on the upcoming episodes. First of all, I think a lot of fans are surprised. I saw, the last match was you and Joey Janela. I thought you might be hanging up the hat. That doesn't seem to be the case at all. You seem to be moving quicker than ever now in the pro wrestling business.
Yeah, I don't know. It was something about that, those final moments in the Janela match, and what Joey said. I wasn't expecting him to get on that microphone, or for me to even get on the microphone. I was kind of forced into it.
Yeah.
But to hear the fans, say that they don't want me to leave the wrestling business, and um, you know, looking at everything on social media, and my emails are blowing up, or like fans like telling me to like please don't leave and stuff like that, and just seeing like the love and recognition that I'm getting from people that I wasn't expecting, that makes me think differently on the topic itself of wanting to step away from wrestling. It was never a case of I'm gonna stop wrestling forever. It was just I needed some time. I needed a break, being in the WWE and having that travel schedule, and, everything that comes with being with the WWE. It's a lot. It takes a toll on you mentally. And I feel like I needed a break from the business. But
yeah. Was there like one specific thing though, that was just kind of put a bad taste in your mouth and like made you say to yourself, like, maybe this isn't the thing for me at the moment. Maybe I should be doing something else right now with my time.
I think it came down to, you know, seeing my value a little bit differently than what the company was seeing. That was always a topic of discussion. It was always like an argument of saying, I see myself doing this, or I feel like I can offer this.
Yeah.
And they just didn't see it that way. So, and that's fine. It's just not wrestling. I'm sure that it's like that, and plenty of other, businesses and companies of that, magnitude. People just see things differently, and things don't always work out.
Yeah, well, it seems to be working out here with you in MLW. So how did you two find each other? How did your MLW appearances come together here, Lio?
Well, I am mutual friends with Wale, with Court.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if you're familiar with Court, but he had reached
Oh,
out to
very.
me and
I,
said,
I was at the first 3 Wale Manias. I covered.
"Oh, nice,
Yeah. So
yeah." He's I think he's been trying to get me in MLW for a while, but obviously I was with WWE. But yeah,
that was
he
it. So you know Wale,
yeah,
you know Court, you were free
yeah, and
agent.
it was like a match made in heaven, honestly. And he reached out to me, said that he wanted me to he wanted to have me in the company, and I jumped on the opportunity. I knew that I didn't have any other dates with any other companies coming up. So I said to myself, this is the perfect time, especially after putting out that list, and possibly, seeing some people in MLW that I put out on my list, that was a huge driving point for me.
Who are some of the people on that list that you're most excited to work with here in MLW?
I know that I had Myron Reed on there. I
Oh yeah.
had Brian Pillman Jr. on there. I believe I had Jordan Oliver on there.
Oh man.
There's a few others, I'm sure, but those are the three that I remember off the top of my head.
So you and the Injustice guys, is that what fans can expect to see you doing here when they tune into MLW? Because that's straight fire in my opinion. You guys, I'm sure, work very, very well together.
Yeah, I hope so, especially, with Myron holding the title right now. I like the gold, so I gotta, go wherever the gold is.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and how has it been working with Court and MLW management? This has got to be a very different change of pace for you compared to where you've been for the last several years with WWE.
No, it's really cool. They don't have any writers. They just have a matchmaker. So that's a huge plus for me. It was weird dealing with so many people in suits like backstage at WWE and telling me what to do and what to say and how to walk and what to wear and stuff like that. And MLW, I can just come in, do what I do best and just be me. So it's huge huge plus, and I'm glad that MLW does things that way, and it's their way, and it's unique and it's different. So
Very cool, man. And so what's your status with them? Is this a one-off? Are you going to be a regular? Like, what's your future with MLW hold here?
I'm wanting to be a regular. I definitely think that it's a good fit for me. Especially with it being in Orlando, I'm pretty familiar to the Orlando scene.
Sure.
And yeah, there's a lot of talented people there, a lot of people that I feel personally, they show me so much love and so much, respect on a regular. So yeah, hopefully this is going to be a continuing partnership.
Well, some of the names you brought up there, we've seen Pillman Jr. in AEW, ACH is on this card. We can talk about him here in just a second. He's doing New Japan Strong. I mean, are you interested in working these other promotions right now as well? Or are you solely focused on MLW at the moment?
No, I don't think I'm solely focused on MLW. I'm open to any opportunity that comes to the forefront.
Okay.
Like New Japan, like AEW. I had people on my list from all over. Like New Japan, like I said, AEW. I had people on there that's currently in Impact right now.
Sure.
So whatever opportunity comes in front of me, I'm kind of looking to rebuild that passion that I had for wrestling. So I think getting out there as much as I can, and showing the fans in the world exactly why I call myself the man of the hour. That's a huge moniker to live up to. So I gotta deliver.
Dude, I love it. So everybody wants to be the GOAT. I love that you're like, no, I'm a moth. I'm the
Yeah.
moth. It's very different,
Yeah. The emoji looks a lot cooler anyways. I don't want to be a goat emoji.
Yeah, that's true. Goats, they're spooky with them rectangle eyes,
Yeah.
Like, I think they're satanic. Anyway, so with the pandemic and stuff going on here, we touched on at the top. Does that make you more want to sign with the company right now or less? Are you kind of waiting out right now to see how this all plays out before you want to like kind of put your feet down on a plot of land at the moment?
No, I'm not. I'm in no rush to sign somewhere. I think with everything that's coming up, different opportunity. This is a new feeling for me. This is a good feeling for me, to be free, to be able to do what I want to do and not be tied down to somewhere right now. I feel like I want to capitalize on that feeling and on that moment of, just being able to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Uh, so no, I'm in no rush to sign somewhere, but if somebody offers me something, I'm not gonna just turn it down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a look at it, see if it fits best for me and my family. So
For
yeah.
sure. Well, and you got let go, a lot, you and others, with WWE getting let go back in April, during the pandemic and everything. How'd that hit you? Did that surprise you at all that they released you during the pandemic like that, or no?
During the pandemic, yes, it surprised me. Am
Yeah.
I surprised that they released me? I don't think I am.
Well, you had a lot of outspoken comments kind of coming before
Yeah.
that. So,
Yeah, I'm not surprised that they released me, but I am surprised that they released me along with 100 plus people
yeah, man.
uh, during the pandemic. That was pretty shitty. But like I said, things happen for a reason. Things happen for a reason, and uh, I'm sure my reason is going to come up really really soon if it hasn't already. So
For sure.
things are moving in a positive direction for me. Me being let go of WWE, it was not a you know was not something that was so pivotal that it changed my life forever, and now I'm like ruined and I can't do anything. So
Yeah.
uh things happen for a reason.
Well, and that was the thing, Leo, is I've been covering like everything you and ACH say, that's my day to day, right? I see it all. And at the time when all this stuff was coming out, what ACH was saying and what you were saying, a lot of people, or I shouldn't say a lot, there was a sect of fans that said that you were making yourself like a liability, right? That people would be less likely to maybe work with you or hire you.
Mhm.
Does that resonate with you at all? Or do you think that that's all just baloney? Like,
No, people are gonna say what they're gonna say. A lot of people that say things like that are ignorant. They don't know what the situation is. They don't know exactly, you know, what's going on. They're just going off of what one fan is saying, and then that story turns into a different story, and then it's just like a domino effect. So uh, I don't think that that's the case at all, because if that was the case, I wouldn't have got signed to Ring of Honor. If that was the case, I wouldn't have got signed to the WWE. Things have been being said about me for years now. And what's true, what isn't true, because I'm still getting opportunities. I'm still being able to work with so many like talented people. Like I said, it just came down to me seeing my value within the company just a little bit differently than what Hunter and the rest of the powers that be, saw for me. So
and what do you
it's all good.
What do you think why do you think there was that disparity? Because, you killed it as a manager, right? Like you nailed it with Lashley. You're great in the ring, right? You were an awesome cruiserweight champion for when you held the title. Your fan base is very loyal and rabid. So why do you think there was that disconnect there? What do you think the issue was?
I mean, I'm not gonna say that there weren't mistakes made by me. I'm sure that um, even though even if I was right or wrong, I feel like on my part, maybe it could have been handled a little bit differently. I think my feelings with certain situations were uh, were right, and I had a right to feel that way. But I'm not gonna just put the blame completely on one person on one side of the story.
Yeah.
But in majority of the cases, or at least y- see, there's a difference between somebody who's been doing this for years and for a long time, and somebody in my position that started out when I was 18 years old, and that accomplished so many things in the time span that I accomplished them. And I hate bringing this up. I never want this to be a topic of discussion, but in my world, it plays a part. It plays a part being young. It plays a part being a young African American, and it plays a part with me being confident in myself. And I feel like a lot of the confusion with everybody. There's a very fine line between, cockiness and confidence. And I feel like a lot of people think that I'm more on the cocky side because I am so young, but
Yeah.
I just believe in myself. I've, held myself to a certain, you know, point where I put my all into whatever I'm doing, and I push myself, and a lot of people don't like that. I guess I'm not sure, but if I wasn't that way, I wouldn't be in a position that I'm in today. I wouldn't have accomplished the things that I've accomplished. So I'm
Yeah.
not ashamed of being who I am, because it's made me successful.
Yeah, for sure. And I've heard you talk about, your time with Hunter and NXT stuff, but like what was your relationship like with Vince McMahon? Like what is it like? What was it like with you two?
I think my relationship with Vince was great. I think he was like my best friend when I was on Raw.
Okay.
Probably closer to Vince than I was with Bobby. Yeah, I was in his office, every day. Every Monday I was in his office. We were always, talking about what was next, or what he wanted to see from me to make my character, elevate Bobby more.
Yeah.
So, there was. I mean, I think that was plain as day. Like, I wouldn't have had all of those segments on Raw if I wasn't, likable by Vince. So that was his like baby right there. That pairing between like me and Bobby, and doing the stuff with the Lashley and the pointing at the ass, like all of that was Vince. Like he
Yeah, I had forgotten about the ass stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Like what is that? Does the dude just like butts? Is he just a muscle guy that just thinks butts are funny?
Oh, maybe he had that kiss my ass deal going on. So
That's
yeah,
true.
maybe.
Yeah, okay, just a butt guy, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so like, yeah. So, do you think that he sees Lashley as a world heavyweight champion down the road? Did he make that kind of known to you, or like, where do you see his ceiling for Lashley?
Oh, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, he's been a world champ before. I mean, ECW.
Yeah,
Um,
true.
but I mean, Lashley is a monster. Like he's huge. I think he's super charismatic. I don't know how people, maybe I'm just saying that because I'm around him. I was around him 24/7, on camera, off camera, doing our own promos and skits and stuff. I don't know if you saw those promos and skits that we did on like social media, but I mean,
Yeah.
it clear as day that he has, charisma, and uh so I think he has all the tools to be
Okay.
a world champion. I don't know how Vince or anybody else sees it, but I definitely see it.
So, if you were so close to Vince and everything, then like, why didn't the Lashley and you pairing keep going? Like, why did you get pulled and then wind up find yourself back up and up in NXT then?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. That meet the last day that I was on Raw, I was in a room with Vince and Hunter. And I don't know, it's for some reason I just had this weird friction with Hunter. I don't know what it was. I don't know you know, if he thought I was too brash. I don't know if he thought that I was too, outspoken, or, I don't know what it was, but with me and Hunter just never, it seemed like we just never saw, eye to eye.
Yeah. Well, and I'm gonna draw a conclusion here that I kind of came to, and you can tell me if I'm like full of shit or if there was something to it. But like when you came back to NXT, it was right around the same time that all the ACH stuff was going on, and I felt like they were looking to show that we can work with a young African American man who's very or black man who's very outspoken. You
Mm.
know, what do you think that there was some PR going on with you moving to NXT and getting that spot, especially since it doesn't sound like you and Hunter were necessarily like working in simpatico there.
You see, that's a very touchy subject. I didn't even think about that before, but I don't know. I don't know what they think. I'm sure, ACH's, I don't know what the extent of his situation was. I knew that it was bad. I knew that it was ugly. I knew that, a lot of people, didn't like it. I knew that it was getting blown up on social media. It had some similarities with my situation, but it
Right.
was an entirely different thing on its own. Um, I don't know. Who knows with that company? Like so much goes on. There's so many people involved in every single conversation. So, it's just the only thing that I do know is that it's unfortunate because ACH is such a talented, person. We saw that with the match that I had with him at GCW,
Yeah, man.
which was a match that definitely needed to happen.
Yeah,
Uh,
dude.
and it's just an unfortunate situation that myself and ACH were in similar but different situations, but it just had a very bad look on the African American community.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an unfortunate, situation.
For sure. All right. Well, last question I have about your time there, and then we're going to jump back to MLW to wrap this up. But what do you think Vince McMahon thinks of NXT? Like, it's so weird to me that a year ago at this time, NXT was like getting pushed to the moon. They were on Survivor Series teams, and this year they're just not involved with Survivor Series at all. They seem to have pulled way back on the NXT product, in my opinion. Like, what do you think Vince thinks of the third brand?
Oh, well, I don't know what's going on now. I haven't watched anything since my release. I mean, I've come across a few clips here and there, but
Sure.
I haven't watched an episode in its entirety at all.
Okay.
But I mean, I would assume that he thinks it's doing pretty well, being that NXT has been on for quite some time now.
Yeah.
So there's got to be some type of enjoyment there from him.
I would guess. I don't know. Your speculation is better than mine. You've been in the room with him. So, that's why I ask. Well, anyway, so back to MLW here, Leo. Very excited to see you on the mix. When do you think we can expect to see you on MLW TV? Do you know when we're gonna see this roll out yet or no?
I'm not entirely sure. I don't know, but hopefully.
Great. Okay, cool. We're done here. No, that's fine.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, hopefully it is very soon.
Okay.
Because I am I'm very hungry and very eager to be back in the ring. I'm very eager to show everybody that I'm still in the fight. I'm still putting in 110%, every time I go in the ring. And this is in front of no fans. So whether there's no fans or whether there's thousands of fans and seats, I'm putting in my all, every single time. So
awesome, dude. Well, Leo, I want to thank you so much for the time, man. Very excited to see you back in the world of pro wrestling. You're killing it. I'm sure you will be very, very successful. You seem successful in everything you do. Is there anything you want to plug, promote, put over here before we wrap up the interview today?
Let's see. Oh yes, you can download my new single that dropped on Friday. Do you remember? It can be downloaded and streamed on Apple Music, on Spotify, iTunes, anywhere that music can be streamed or downloaded. And be on the lookout for big projects to come in the future, as well as the new upcoming film that I'm going to be a part of, Legend of the White Dragon, which I'm pretty excited about.
Is that a Kung Fu movie? It sounds like a Kung Fu movie.
It is actually a Power Ranger movie, so it's Kung Fu times 100.
What? Wait, is this like a licensed Power Rangers movie?
Yeah.
What? Dude, that's awesome. You're not a Power Ranger, are you?
Well, they're still casting. I'm just part of the cast. We haven't gotten, who's going to be who yet, but I will be in the movie.
So wait, there's a chance you could be a Power Ranger.
There's a chance.
Oh man. Well, that's my headline. Screw everything else we talked about. That's incredible, Leo. I was a child of the 90s. That's amazing. So, well, good stuff, man. Well, thank you very much for the time, Leo. I hope to catch up with you down the road for sure.
Appreciate you. Thank you for having me on.